Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is my first video of 2020 and I'm super excited to share with you. Today we're going to package up a rack that I've been working on, but before doing that I'm also going to give you guys a cool little tip or trick, whatever you want to call it. So since it was just Christmas, I'm going to guess that you guys have a few of these maybe lying around. These are gift boxes / shirt boxes, whatever you want to call them. They have two parts, a top and a bottom, and generally at Christmas time, the top is a Christmas decoration or whatever. You can buy them at other times of the year, but I bought mine right after Christmas at Walmart. They went really clearance, and so I just went ahead and purchased a package of them for 5 boxes. For like 70 cents or something like that. And I'm going to show you how to turn one part of it into a smaller box, or also a box to package a swap in, which is what I'm going to use it for. But I did this a lot at Christmas time too. I turned one of these into a smaller box, number one, to create more boxes, because then I could use the tops and the bottoms, and then also because I needed smaller boxes as well. So I'm going to show you a really easy way first, and then I'm going to show you my way that I make it look a little bit better, which takes a little bit longer. But the first way is super quick. The second way is still pretty quick, but a little bit more involved, okay? So to make it a really easy, quick way, all you're going to do is lay your box flat up like this. Then you're going to take and you're going to fold this side over to this side, just like so. Line up these two pieces. You're going to line up your edge with the edge of the piece that's on there, just like this. Then you're going to crease this down. Then you're going to open it up. You're going to bring this side over and you're going to line these up. Then you're going to crease it down on this side. Then you're going to open it up and you're going to open it all the way up, and you will have 2 creases here. You're going to cut those into a flap, which will wind up looking like this. Once you've done that, here's your little flap. Here's your little flap that you've cut out. Then all you're going to do is bring those pieces up to the side here, attach them with some sort of adhesive, glue, whatever. Attach both of them like that, and then you bring your box up and you fold it down, and you have a box. And you can see how quick and how easy that was. It was so simple. Now, what I'm going to show you is that when I made mine, one thing I noticed about them is that they tear really easily at this where you're folding them. There's a lot of cracking that happens. The reason that is happening is because you are in fact folding 2 layers, and this is a pretty thick piece of, I mean, it's thicker than cardstock, but not as thick as chipboard, but it's still pretty sturdy. So when you're folding 2 layers of that, it's of course going to crack. So I have a couple of solutions for that for you, which will make it take a little longer for you to put together, but still very simple and very easy and very worth doing, because you're recycling these boxes and you're giving them a new purpose. So the first thing that I had done is I flipped my box over just like this, and I put a layer of Mod Podge all over this box. I did not do it on these guys, okay? Only do it on this side. And then I've gone ahead and I just kind of ran my finger along the edge to get off any that was left over the edge, because I do not want it to come over to here, which will then adhere these down. We don't want that. So I've done that. I put Mod Podge over this whole side. And when you're done with that, then you just set it aside, let it dry. When it's finished, what you're going to have then is something that will look like this. Let's see if you can see it. There, you can kind of see. You'll see the glossiness on it, depending on what you used. I have satin Mod Podge, so mine has a little bit of a sheen, but you'll be able to feel it and you can see the strokes in it. Those don't bother me, but it does add a nice stability to keep it from cracking. And I like that. And I cover the front with paper anyway, so I'm not even going to see this. So, what we're going to do now, the next step then, once you've covered this with Mod Podge, and you can skip that part if you want to. If you just want to make a quick box and you don't want to cover it with Mod Podge, you can skip that, because this next step will also help to eliminate the cracking. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and just remove the sides. Okay, I'm just going to gently pull these apart as gentle as you can, because you need to be able to reuse them and put them back together. So I'm pulling apart all of the sides, like I said, as gently as I can. Okay. Just pulling it apart. And then there. Now, once we've done with that, we're going to open it flat up. Okay. Completely flat. And this is what we're working with now. Now we're going to take, and we're going to do that same fold, except slightly different. We're going to bring this side over to this side. And we're going to make sure that it's nice and even. Okay. Just like that. And then once you've done that, you make sure that it stays. And then you're just going to lightly crease it there. And then you're going to take your bone folder and you want to set that crease. You want a really nice crease. That's going to help it from cracking, and it's also going to make it easier to open. Okay, so now we've creased one side. Now we're going to open it up, and we're going to bring this over, and we're going to do the same thing. Line it up here, making sure that it looks nice and even, and then we're just going to crease, and because I do it better with this hand, I'm just going to turn mine around, and I'm going to crease here. Just like that. And then I'm going to open it up. And now you can see we have, I'll turn it over so you can see better. Now you can see our two creases. Okay. The next step, I'm going to take these two sides and I'm going to cut off the crease marks. Here's a little tip for you. Normally you would cut down the middle of that crease line, but to help it to look better on your finished box, I am cutting on the opposite side of my crease so that when it's folded, when it's done, there's no sign of that crease on this part and on this part, and the whole crease is on this part. I'm going to see if I can bring that up close so you can see that. There, you can kind of see the crease on there. You can see on this part, there's no crease. And on here, I removed the whole crease, which would be the score mark. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then don't worry about it. It's not important. It just makes it look a little bit nicer. Then I'm going to angle this so that it will fit in there nicely when I try to close up my box. Just like that. And then we're going to turn it around and we're going to do the same thing. Do you see that mark? You can see that crease mark. I'm going to cut on this side of it so that there's no part of it left on this part, on my flap. There we go. And again on this side of it. Like so. And then I bring this out and I'm just going to angle in a little bit. Okay. Now on this box here, this particular box, I do not have any Mod Podge. I always say it wrong. I do not have any Mod Podge. And it did not, there's a slight little tiny bit of cracking there. Not enough to bother me. It still looks better than the other one. But on the ones where I did use Mod Podge, like these, Mod Podge, there was no cracking. Except I messed up on this one. I cut too far in so you can see that. So now it looks like there's cracking, but there was no cracking. On the ones where, I'll show you on the finished one, there's no cracking on the one where I used the Mod Podge. But this is not enough to bother me either. So I would be happy with this if I was in a hurry and I didn't want to wait for the Mod Podge to dry. All right. Now what we're going to do is put the box together. And then you'll see how simple this is. Refocus. Come on. There we go. Okay. All we're going to do now is take our adhesive, run it along the flap. I'm going to put it on all. Oh, one tip I forgot. If you want to put a window in yours, like I did, you're going to want to do that before you start to put your box back together, because it will be much easier to do it while the box is flat. So if you want a window like this, then do that now before you start putting this together. Put the window on the top. It's really easy to put the window on. All you have to do is decide how much of a border you want around it, and then mark that out with your pencil, and then you just have to cut it out with your X-Acto knife. And then also, if you're going to mat it on the inside, which if you're going to put a window, you definitely want to mat it because you want to hide the acetate. Do that before you put it together too. It'll be much easier, trust me. All right. So for this one, I'm not going to put a window because you don't need a window. I just really liked it on mine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick all of these together. I'm going to bring the bottom two up there, and then I'm going to take this one, and to do this one, I'm going to line it up with the back of the box. Let's see if I can fold this back so you can see. So all I'm going to do is line it up with the back of the box and then stick it together. Then I like to take my bone folder, lay the box down, take my bone folder and really press on those. Okay, so now you can see how your box is coming together. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circle punch and I'm going to put it sort of, it's centered as best as I think. I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to half punch a circle out of there. That's to make a thumb pull. Then I'm going to turn this over because it'll be easier to do. I'm going to put adhesive on my flaps. I do make sure to put a little extra adhesive on these because these are the ones that are going to be used a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to stand my box up like this, open up, pull up my side flap, and then make sure that both of those flaps are down over the sides like this. And then I'm going to bring that one around like that, and this one around like that. Doing that, wrapping it around the box, ensures that you're going to have a really nice, it's going to close really nicely. Then I'm going to set my box up again, and I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to, there we go. So now we've created a box with very minimal. I think that I would probably still recommend using the Mod Podge, but this isn't too bad. It seems to be okay. All right, so that's how you create your box. And then a fun thing that you can do on the inside of this is you can put dividers, so you could divide it out if you wanted to and turn it into like a stationery box. You could, I mean, the possibilities really are endless. But now we're going to get to the fun part, and we're going to package up my rack. So here's my box, the box that I have created, and I do want to show you, see if you'll be able to see. You can see along the edge there is no cracking. You can see on the corner there's a little bit of where I cut away too much, but there's no cracking. I'll show you on the bottom. There we go, on the bottom. That's a better view. This one is covered in Mod Podge. There's no cracking at all. So I would recommend that still if you don't want any cracking. If you don't care about a little bit, then go ahead and just do it the second way. And if you're in a hurry and you're just going to make a gift box, then go ahead and do it the first way I showed you. It makes it for a really quick way. So on this one, I do have a window. I put a window, and I have covered it on both sides. I didn't do anything to the front of it yet because I didn't know what I wanted to do there, but I am going to go ahead and start filling it up. So all I've done is I put a little bit of crinkle there, and then I'm going to grab my items. So first thing I'm going to grab is I made this little tag. I'm going to put that in there. And then I have here, I created a set of bags. I decorated 3 of them, and then I also included a couple more. I got this really big brown paper bag from a craft store that I was at, and I cut it down, and I was able to create, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags out of it. And then I decorated a couple of them and then put the rest in there for a gift. And then I have here glassine bags that I made with parchment paper, and I decorated 3 of them, and then I also included a bunch of extras so that they could, the person I'm gifting this to can make whatever they want. Then here I made some bag toppers or just some embellishments, whatever they wanted to do with them. Also, when I made this kit, I used the, what did I use? I think I used, I can't recall now. It's a Maggie Holmes kit. I downloaded it and I printed it so I could use as much as I wanted to and not have to worry about me running out. Then I created some little, what are these things called? They are called just round embellishments, I guess. I created 3 of those and put them in here. So I'm going to include those. And then here I have just a page embellishment, which I created. And here I have a shaker, which I created earlier, but I did not include it with the one that I made it for. So I thought it's not from the same paper collection, but it still kind of goes. And then I have some bigger bows that I made. And I have some little bows that I made. I like them. This is the die that I have. This is also a die that I have. Then I have these. Oh, these are so cute. These are tiny, tiny little glassine envelopes with, I'll open them and show you because I like them a lot. They're super cute. So it's a tiny little glassine envelope, and then it has just a little piece of paper in it for a message or a note or whatever. But you can use these however you want and then decorate them up. I just included blank ones. I didn't decorate any of them, but I did make them and put them together. So I have those in there. Then I also have here some sequins, which I'm going to include in there. And then I have this, which I created. It's just a little, one of those little clear, you can't see it very well, but it's just a little clear pouch, which I sewed and I put a thingy on. This is one of those Avery Elle stamp pouches, and I put a bunch of sequins in it, and I made a sequin mix for this, and I packaged it up, but I can't find it anymore. So I included a different sequin mix. But anyways, I have that. And then inside of here, I have some more bows that I made. I love bows, and I don't think you can ever have too many. So I like to share bows a lot. Okay. So I'm going to put that in here. And then I have some crepe paper bows, which I created. And then the last thing that I have, my favorite thing, is I have some of these, what are they called? Rosettes. I created them with some mint tulle and, not mint tulle, mint crepe paper. And then I put some sparkly tulle over the top. And I really like that. So this is my rack. I'm going to put a little bit more crinkle paper over. I bought this crinkle paper from Target. And then I'm just going to go ahead and dump some bits in there just for fun. And then we close up the box and you can see all the prettiness on the inside. And it looks so lovely. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I love this little rack. Now, here's the thing. I've created this rack. I've been working on it for a really, really long time. And I didn't have a purpose for it. So what I've decided is I'm going to give it away. I am going to give this rack to someone who leaves a comment down below. I'm posting this on January 9th. And I will leave it up and open for comments until January 24th. On the 25th, I will draw a name and I will send this plus a few other bits and goodies that I have worked on in between there. And I will be sharing that with one commenter. So if you would like to win this, or even if you think it's cool, leave me a comment down below. And I will be sending this out to one person. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me an email. All you have to do to be entered is to leave a comment. If you share this with someone else, I would really appreciate that. And if you shared it, then I will put you in for 2 drawings. So, again, if you have any questions, go ahead and send me an email, annamarie29@gmail.com. Leave a comment down below, and I will pick a winner on Saturday. I'll pick a winner Saturday the 25th. Let's know, because that's my daughter's birthday party. I will pick a winner on the 26th, Sunday the 26th. So this will be open until midnight on the 25th. And then I will be picking the winner on the 26th. And they will win this plus some other surprises. Okay, if you guys have any questions, again, leave a comment or send me an email. And I will see you all again very soon with another video.